Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you dead set legends. Whatever you're doing, stop now, because I have two of the most intellectual people to come on the show and just tell you where, if you're having a little bet, where you should be putting your money in just 2 weeks' time. We've got East versus West 4, and you better bloody believe it. I've got 3 of the 4 horsemen. We can even say you can try and cancel this, but you will never cancel the 3 of us, that's for sure. And, of course, joining me is my good friend and a participant that will be there. He's the cat killer, the cat strangler, as some have known him, and that is Ryan Bowen. Ryan, how are you?
Oh, man, I'm in such good form. Ray has got nothing. He's going to get crushed. That's what I'm feeling.
He's crushed.
Good speech. Good speech, sir. Good speech.
But I'm real well, gents. I'm real well.
You'll turn that back on.
There we go. My microphone is played up there. We've got shit falling all over. I'll put that down there. I'll fix you later on, son. There we go. Right, if people are coming in, fantastic. And Don is actually going to be at East versus West as well. I heard it's an absolute nightmare to travel over there. I was having a chat with someone. It's like a whole day on the ferry, and you've got to do all that. But the man, he'll be on the microphone and doing a bit of announcing at the pay-per-view. And, of course, I'm talking about Hollywood. Don Underwood, how are you, my man?
Man, we are just kicking right along, feeling good, ready to rock. I think we got a few things to talk about today. And, man, I've been waiting to talk about it for a while. And super excited. And, Ryan, I do believe you might be right. I've got you pegged as the winner. I hope, and remember, I'm the guy you don't want a prediction from, because I am horrible at it. But you're winning.
I'm just looking forward to the first photo when Ray and I finally meet. I just want the internet to see how much smaller he is than me. When Ray's in a room by himself, he looks big, right? If Ray's in a photo, there's no one else in it, he looks big. And I've even had people saying on my channel recently they clearly don't know how big or little Ray is. I think I'm going to pick Ray because he looks physically a lot bigger than Ryan. And I'm like, trust me, wait, just let me stand next to the man.
Now, I have stood next to Ray. Not a great big guy at all. Yeah, but I haven't stood next to you either, Mr. Bowen. So I'm gonna take your word on it. Ray's not big guy. So yeah.
Picture a gorilla on top riding Loch Ness Monster, and you might get a rough gauge of the size of Ryan Bowen. We have to call him blue to just tie it down a bit. That's what it is. Just picture that, and that is the way it's going to go. Now, we will go through the matches, guys. We've got like 13, 14 matches. Engen's doing 915 title matches, and he's got some cool prizes up for grabs as well, which is going to be good. But we've got to quickly address for this weekend Ron Bubble Bath. I may just have to change his nickname to Ron Bloodbath, because the way he just came from the depth and just deflated Chance Shaw. I was lucky enough to have them both on the show. And g'day to everyone that is in the chat. I'll get to your comments in a section. But Ryan, for a man, you know, you've spent some time with Ron. You've pulled Chance. Did you watch the match? If you didn't, if you caught the highlights, what did you think of it all?
Oh man, I watched it as soon as I woke up. I think the post was only about an hour old, so I was early onto it. It was actually the first thing I saw when I jumped online was, in fact, Jerry Cataret. I didn't know the result, but I saw Jerry Cataret's video, so I knew the result straight away, because Jerry was in a good mood. He was happily taking a few swings at Chance and cheering on his fellow OG of the sport in Ron Bath. But I did then watch the match, and Look, you gotta take your hat off to Ron. What is he, 56 or something like that? He's right up there.
He's 60, 61.
61.
61.
He's an old dog.
And he's just taking a
37-year age difference. 37 years difference.
Yeah, there we go. And Chance is a big dude. He's on the rise. I know Chance wants to crack into the top tier of guys, but Ron just said back down there one more time. Look at that. How old's that one?
Chance that's not a bad. Chance is 16 years old there. Sorry to cover your face up, Don, but Chance is 16 years old there. And
that is
thought he was going to be his granddad in a match, but
yeah, that's his granddad.
That picture is exactly 17 years after Ron spent the night with Chance's mother. He's your daddy. I know it.
I think he can go further. Go granddaddy. Like he is. He's that. The gap's that big.
16 years, 9 months.
I've got to stop you. I think we just might have an arm wrestling first. I've got to cut you off. I'm sorry to cut you off, Don. We just might have an arm wrestling first. And it's our first Ryan Bowen apology from Sasquatch. He says, Ryan, like to formally apologize for giving you extra flack over the years. Just me being a dick sometimes.
Yeah, all good, Sasquatch. The haters pay the bills as much as the supporters. So thank you very much. Either way, brother. But yeah, all good. Let's have a beer sometime then. Why not?
Sass was good. Put in Michigan State. Phil Woody in the house. He's saying all the way from Disneyland Paris. I've been to Disneyland Paris. Very good there. Thanks for tuning in. If you can, grip up with Mickey Mouse and then shag Minnie Mouse, Phil Woody. Unless you're married, then yeah, just grip up. Just grip up with them. Yeah, I had Ron and Chance on the show when they were George-Jack and they're having a bit of fun. But yeah, I think my favorite bit as well. And I was like, I think the match, I was on my way to the airport watching the Ron versus Chance match. And I thought, oh, okay, Chance said 3-0 and he took the first 2 rounds. And then I'm screaming in the Uber. Thank you, Oz from Sydney Spartans. I was in the Uber and I was like, oh, man. We've got a match here. And the first thing I thought was, what's Jerry going to say? And he had that fucker loaded up, ready to go. Have you seen it, Don?
No, I did not watch any of the comment stuff. Definitely watched the match. Have spoke to Ron. I've been yelling for him to fix some of these things that he's doing for a while now. Apparently one of the other arm wrestlers, I believe it was, anyway, I won't say who it was because I'm not sure exactly, but came and just give him a little advice, told him to lock that hip into the table. If you notice, Ron will get comfortable, has the hip, usually has control, but then he'll separate himself and gap himself from the table. And if you're strong enough, you can bump somebody and pull them, and momentum will just take them onto the pin pad. And that's what was happening there. So he found himself driving back under the table, locking himself in like he's supposed to, and taking control of that young man. And good for Ron. I was screaming full blown, loud as I could at that TV, thinking, man, if he could just hear me. But he figured it out and fixed it and came away with the W. Good for you, Ron.
Hey, Don, I'd love to know what you think, Don, about Chance and his style of arm wrestler and the hurdles that he's going to face. And I asked that question because you're an explosive top roller. You've walked the path that Chance is trying to walk. How do you see his game? Where's its future? Well,
first thing, Chance is way overconfident. So somebody is telling him that he's the greatest of all time, and he's still halfway down the road that he's got to work to get this thing done. He's got to get aggressive. He likes to sit up there and think he's, cock of the walk, and you do what you got to do, and if that's your style of arm wrestling. But let me tell you something. When you get somebody like myself back when I was explosive, as you say, it's going to get position that you're not going to get, have success getting out of. And Ron was taking advantage of those hits, figured out a problem, jumped back under it. But he's got to get aggressive. He's got to be humbled, and he might have got humbled yesterday. But you've got to be scared. if you're not scared to death walking that table, the butterflies are just eating you from the inside out. That's the edge that I had. I was always nervous. I never thought I was going to win. So, find a place dark that you can find some anger with, let the adrenaline take over. And you've got to change your opinion of the other guy. You can't think you're better than him. You can't be cocky. Sometimes that works for people, but that's not going to work at the level that Chance is going to be at. He's not built like some of these guys, so he's going to have to get aggressive and he's going to have to get humbled. And like I said, man, he's never impressed me on the table. I don't like talking shit about people, but the first time he beat me was on fouls and I had him on my side of the table and somebody said something about beating Don Underwood and he chimed off, I just beat him last week. Well, you didn't say you just beat him last week on fouls. You just said you beat him. So people's like building him up. And if that's what you need, you're going about it the wrong way. So you eat a little humble pie, get up there, get aggressive. And I think the kid could be successful, but his just outlook's got to be changed, in my opinion.
Oh, he's a smart guy. He knows what he needs to do. I mean, I've just got to show this because Ryan Bowen's been a member for 7 months. And unfortunately, when you get your free super chat each month, it doesn't come up on my thing to show it. But he just wants to let everyone know that he hates cats. And yeah, no, Chance is a smart guy. Maybe he shouldn't be posting that he's at a festival and skull and beer saying that he's training for Ron. So yeah, that was a bit different a bit. But you take those risks, you take those gambles. He'll know what to do to bounce back. But yeah, I think he's only won one of his last 4 super matches. So that may start becoming a little concerning for Chance.
Yeah, I empathize with the dude, but I think you guys have nailed it when you've said that he'll know what he needs to do. A loss that you're expected in you to win can often be the catalyst for what's needed. Ron exposed the Chance doesn't have the strength or an endurance in his wrist. He's clearly got a great arm. He's got great side pressure when his pronation's intact, as we saw in the first round. But as soon as that wrist was in trouble, there was nothing else left. So there's that from the arm wrestling side, but then obviously from the publicity side, he's gone very hard in terms of the aggressive social media posting. And yeah, it might serve him well to step back from that for a bit, get a little bit quiet, get a little bit hardworking, and and just change tack. But either way, I wish him the best.
Yeah, and probably the one last thing I want to ask both of you, and I'll start with Don. It comes from Chinmaya. G'day, Chinmaya. He's not sure why Chance insists on being a super heavyweight. The guy could drop a few pounds and be super lean. So should and people are loving your shirt there, Don. But I'll start with you, Don. Should Chance drop to just a heavyweight and not a super heavyweight?
Well, I think people get the wrong idea about where your place is. And Chance is kind of a bigger guy. But, yeah, anybody can drop weight, and he's got it to lose. I think he just needs to slow down. A lot of people just can't take the drive. If you're leaving your house and you got a long distance to go, it's going to take a while. So figure out a way to make it as comfortable as you can. He's trying to start the journey and get there without the travel. And you've got to be patient. He's very young. He's obviously, in my opinion, if he stays in the sport, going to be the man. But it doesn't happen overnight. You guys, I'm just going to tell you, there's a journey with age that strength comes, and you don't have to get off the couch. It's just called man strength. 28, 35, 40, 52, in that range, you're going to have these little bumps of strength, and he's not even gotten close. So I think he just needs to slow down and let this happen, like a virgin on prom night. Let me bite your ear. It won't hurt as bad, but you're going to have to take it. So that's the only problem with him. He's just got to slow down. He could lose the weight if he wanted to, but I don't think it's necessary. He's going to find his place in arm wrestling. He's going to be at the top. It's just going to take a while to get there.
He's young. Ryan, do you think he needs to drop down?
Well, interestingly, when I faced Chance in 2020, in January 2020, he was 250 pounds, and he said to me that day, obviously he went the opposite direction, but he said to me that day, I'm cutting down to be in the ready for it, middleweight WAL division. He was gunning for under 200 pounds, and he said that. Yeah, I don't know when that changed. Maybe he likes his food too much, which I can understand. We can all relate to that. But yeah, I don't know. He has obviously considered it at some point in time. I think that he would be better off competing in the 105 kilo class right now than he would be in the supers if he could get there. Yeah, I don't know. He's not a tall guy. He's very thick. If you look at his dad as well, the genetics of his dad. His dad's an elite bench presser of years gone by, and he's very deep chested. So Chance with that same genetics, it's not going to be easy for him to get down to a certain weight, but I think he could get down to 105 kilos and be far more competitive.
There we go. It's going to be good. Nick, let's just put this to bed, mate. There is only one genuine superstar on the left arm, and you better bloody believe it. It's the Aussie arm wrestler. I will flog Ryan on the left. And then I'll make his wife apologise to me for not putting my shoes back on after I beat Ryan. No, Ryan would absolutely tear me apart. Left arm, right arm. You got to understand, guys. First of all, I've only been pulling for about 3 years. Second of all, my body is riddled with arthritis. It was good to grip up with some young talent. The future of Australian arm wrestling looks fantastic, and I met a lot of young people. But speaking of Chance, well, let's kick it off. We'll put the pictures up on here. Zurab Tadbaritsi versus Chance Shaw. Guys, get your tips in. Who is going to win this one? I've got a little list here, and we'll go back and forth throughout a lot of the matches. I'm going to actually document Ryan and Don's tips. So when I do my live commentary for the event, because you guys will be there, I'll be able to just remind everyone what you guys tip there. So I'll start with you, Don. Has this loss to Ron, has that helped Chance? Has it hindered Chance? Was it a quick, nice little lesson? How do you see this match going?
I think Zurab's just going to have too much side pressure. He's locked in the table. Him and Ron were very closely matched. They had just an absolute war, and Ron was locked in. I watched that match again last night. I think Chance is going to have a lot of problem with the down pressure, side pressure, consistency of Zurab. It's just different, especially if Chance comes in there kind of patient like he has been, or even arrogant at all. He's got to get aggressive. If he can light that dude up, get him outside his shoulder, he'll have a better chance with the transition or just in the position. But I don't think that's the way it's going to go. I think Zurab got this 3-0.
There we go. Well, what about you, Ryan?
Yeah, to me, it is an interesting match. When I think about stylistic matches, this does help Chance. He does far better against hookers than he does top rollers, is what I've seen in the past. If you think back to when John Brzenk tried to hook Chance in the first round of his super match, John got flattened. The only hooker that has beaten him so far is Todd Hutchins. And if we look at that match, Chance did take the wrist of Todd in the first round, and Todd held it off and then ground it out. And I think Chance just intuitively is far better against hookers. All that said, I agree that Zurab is a monster. And we saw that when he pulled Ron Barth. We saw that when he pulled John Brzenk. He is really solid even when his wrist does break back. He refuses to be pinned. And I don't think Chance has the transition from a top roll to the necessary press like we saw John do in round 5 against Zurab. I don't think he possesses that. I think Chance is all top roll, nothing else for the moment. So I think round 1 will be a long, drawn-out battle. It'll eventually slip. It'll go to the straps. Chance will probably take his wrist. Zurab will hold and hold and hold and hold and hold and hold and hold, and then it'll be downhill. Chance will be gassed. I agree, 3-0 Zurab.
Gentlemen. Hang on. So Ryan's giving me one. Where's that match? He's saying 3-0 Zurab. Can I just say, you need to calm down for a moment. You guys just need to calm down. You're all contradicting yourself. You've all written Chance Shaw right off. Now, you got to understand, Chance won the first two matches. If you go back to John Brzezinski versus Zurab, that was 3-2. Yes, there were some controversial pins from Zurab on John Brzezinski, but Chance has got a pin on John Brzezinski. You got to understand the trajectory is actually quite even. And Chance beat Ron easy in 2 rounds, where Zurab and Ron Barth were going every round was an absolute barn burner sitting there. Now, if Chance is top rolling, he will be able to hold off and strong. I don't think that flop press from Zurab will be able to do it. But in saying that, I will predict Zurab, but I don't think it'll be easy. I think it'll be the first silver bullet of the day. And I think Zurab will get him 3-2 through endurance in the hand.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to jump in. I just, Chance is a very talented young man. You can love him or you can hate him, but the fact is, Jake, when you said what you said, it's 100% accurate. He's in these matches, but I think it's just you've got to be. I'm going to run back to what I said earlier. You've got to have a fear of losing. You can't be overconfident. You've got to be able to transition to different things. I believe John was rusty. I believe that he fixed the problem when he did take that loss. Ron made some mistakes and Chance capitalized on those. And I think that could have been their fault coming in a little overconfident. You have to stay focused on the prize. So I think Chance, if you want it bad enough, he's capable of doing it. I can just tell you this right now. I've watched enough of Zurab to know that he wants it. So you're going to have to take that from him, and that's difficult from that young man. I don't know. He's just built different. But Chance, if you're listening, get your ass focused. Go in there with an intent to hurt that young man and get the job. You have to have the edge, and I just don't believe that Chance has the edge with this young guy.
So you've got Zurab winning?
I do, 100%, 3-0.
3-0. And 2 sweeps and a silver bullet. Here we go. Right, let's roll into the next match. I don't have a picture for it. I haven't seen Engen put one. If I have, I've missed it. But it's Corey Miller and Daniel. I can never get his fucking last name.
Prokopchik.
I keep always stuffing it up. It's prostitute. It's propaganda. I just can never get his last name. We're firing off there. I don't know. I see this as a huge mismatch. What say you, Don?
Corey Miller is a bad man. Proved it when we was out at the arm wrestling entertainment enterprise with Tim Talmadge out there in Arizona. Just a bad man. You're going to have to be an elite guy. I got Corey Miller. I just think he's too much side pressure, and that guy does exactly what I'm talking about. He comes up and is just violent on that table. I love watching him pull. Corey Miller smacks this dude and sends him home crying.
Oh, gives him the smacking. As Ryan just gives Don the double eyebrows, I think Ryan might be on the same side as me on this one.
I think the smack's going the other way.
Yes.
I've watched Daniel Prokopchik live in Moldova. The dude is a friggin' phenomenal hooker, and I watched him pull Mindaugas Tarasitis and beat Mindaugas Tarasitis, who is the world champ, I think, at the time, the WAF champ at the time, and Prokopchik just got dug down in that position. And once he's in the strap, his ability to just supinate and against your will. The one thing is Corey Miller is fast. I don't know if there's a speed fast enough to get past Prokopchik's defense. I think Prokopchik, even if he loses his wrist, will still win it. I haven't seen that man, his elbow just. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. I have 3-0 Prokopchik.
There we go. I'll write that one down. And there's a man in the chat that will hopefully be on the Aussie ArmWrestler show this week. Lachlan Adair just forgot to reply to me, but his opponent is in the chat waiting to hear for our breakdown. And it's the chef, Sandris, the man, the Latvian superstar. And he says, nobody can beat Daniel under 70 kilos in the world. One-way traffic. And Sandris, I have to agree with you. I could maybe see one happening, but I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna say 3-0 as well to the prop master, to the propaganda machine that is Daniel, which is good. Well, this could just be if my timing is right and if I've done it right. So we spoke about Sandris is in the chat. Australia versus Latvia, and you've got two Australians in the chat here. And we're talking about Chef. The Chef said is the Latvian wonder taking on the Anvil, who's finally got a huge international win and just wants to build up and absolutely take care and pat it there. Right, we'll get a non-biased review first, and we'll go with you, Don. Lachlan versus Sandris.
You got two incredibly strong young men there. I don't know enough about Sanders, and I'm still doing my work on these guys. But I have got to spend a little time with Lachlan. Ryan, you know Lachlan well. Just a brutally strong young man. It's going to be fun. I'd like to see Lachlan do this. What a great guy. But guys, like I said, I'm still doing my homework here, so it'd be I'm not quite there with Sanders yet, but by the end of the week, I'll have all these guys lined up on paper.
All right, I'm just going to ask the audience that are watching it. And guys, hit the like button. We got 65 legends in here. Only 26 likes. Come on now, do the right thing. You know what to do. Get out of the live chat, quickly hit the like button. So we get more superstars in here. Appreciate each and every one of you for here with myself, Ryan Bowen, and Don Underwood for the East versus West 4 prediction show. Let's see what some of the people say before Ryan and I fire off. Dean DeFibbo says Sandris beats the Australian. So Don's picking, well, Don wants Lachlan to win. Don's just trying to be nice. Host. What else we got? Lachlan has been training hard, but I still think Sandris will edge him. I don't think Lachlan can get in his spot. Sandris will out-arm wrestle him most likely. Now, Ryan, you know this will be one of the most clipped, chopped up, rehashed. Bring me every single bit of your delusion into this. Let's talk this matchup.
Look, without any need for delusion, I actually think that this is going to be a great match. I'll first of all say that I genuinely think both these guys are physically very similar in terms of their power levels, in terms of their abilities, contrasting styles, which always makes it interesting. As Mikhail Merkulov said, it's about getting in the spot. And they don't think that Lachlan can get in the spot. And I think Lachlan can. I think Lachlan will win this match. However, it's going to come down to that spot. I don't think that either guy is going to be able to derail the other enough that there's any easy pins on the line. I don't think Lachlan's not going to be out top roll Sandris in any sense of the word. I don't think he's got the wrist that. Sandris is the taller guy. He's got the superior top roll strengths being developed. That said, on the other side of the spectrum, there's no way Sandris wants to go anywhere near inside with Lachlan. He wouldn't even move Lachlan inside. I'm certain of it. He doesn't have that game. If it went there, it would be bad news. So we know where these guys are going to want to take it. We know Sandris has a flash press as well that he will flirt with from a high position as a bit of a threat. We know that Lachlan Adair can pull without his wrist. We saw him against Matsudarangi Heta Morris, ending with flop presses. So there's this one is somewhat very similar to the Chance Shaw and Zurab in terms of the shape of this match. I think that I think it's a fantastic match. One of the things that I think will be the determining factor is I genuinely think Lachlan has the finger pressure sufficient to just keep the pronation under control of Sanders. And that, for me, really is where the battle will be won and lost. If the pronation of Sanders remains intact and in control, and he gets through Lachlan's fingers, then he will win. But if Sanders gets limited and stays kind of halfway pronated and tries to go sideways from there, even if he cracks Lachlan's wrist, if Lachlan's fingers have put the brakes halfway on Sanders's pronation, then we have that perfect balance point where it just goes for another 10, 15 seconds, and we work out who can arm wrestle best from there. It's I don't know who wins. And then there's the third scenario where it's Lachlan's fingers are just dominant enough to actually force the damn hook, and then it's good night. It's easy day Lachlan. Where this goes, I think it is a fairly evenly based match in terms of the physicality. Look, Sanders is the favorite. It's home turf for him. He is the far superior ranked arm wrestler. Lachlan is still in his proving days and proving ground. But Lachlan, I think, has what it takes to get it done. He's got a very accurately developed game plan. He knows Sanders back to front. He knows exactly what Sanders' strengths, weaknesses, and holes are. He's been studying every loss that Sanders has taken. I think Lachlan will get this 3-1.
Lachlan 3-1. I've even got a score. How about that? Well, if you want the actual official prediction, I'll tell you who I'm going to pick. And 100% write this one down. It is. And that is my official prediction of that one. No, this one for me is just 100% head versus heart. My head tells me Sanders is going to win. My heart wants Lachlan to win. I, for Australia, want Lachlan to win so bad. I want him to win so bad because it's just we Ryan, you know, we need this. We need Australia to start winning more international matches. So I really.
It's not. Look, if Sanders wins the match, it's still not bad. I mean, Sanders, you got to give him credit. He's top 5 in the world for his weight category. You got to recognize that. This is a big match and a very, very significant opponent. Look, Lachlan's at a level we know he's incredibly high. He beat Pavlo Debenyev 3-0. He beat Austin Jagers comfortably. We know that he's up there in his power. This match here will give us a really good. It'll just hone us in on where Lachlan's level exactly is. If he has a war with Sanders, if he beats him, everyone will go, wow. If he loses to him, everyone will go, oh, okay, yeah, okay, a little bit, one more peg down. I think it's going to be a great balanced match.
It will be. It'll be awesome. I hope it goes down to the wire. I don't think it will. And as much as it hurts me to say, I think Sanders will take that one. I want Lachlan to win.
I gotta ask someone in the chat. Andrea Jack Velads says Sanders isn't top 5 in the world for his weight. Can you please name the 6 people ranked above him in your opinion in the chat at his weight? Please.
Can we please have a fact checker? And that can be. There we go. Grip and Rip from Kyle Howarth. Our man Grip and Rip. If you can, go support that guy. He's an Australian star in the 90-kilo category over here. Got to catch up with him at Over the Top. But he's got a good little fun show, and he's very intelligent when it comes to training. So check out his show. And he's jumped in with a super chat. He says, nice show. I'm on the Aussies every time. Yes, so am I. We've got the ultimate fact checker.
Yeah, there he goes. Exactly. There you go. Whilst Andrea is still typing away, Sanders has just tuned in.
Yeah, we'll probably just take Sanders's word for it. I'm with you, Kyle. I'm with you. I want the Aussies to win all the time. But the reason why I'm officially saying Sanders is because when my wife does her predictions either this week or next week, she's picking people based on names and hair color. And last time she got 11 out of 13 and flogged me in the predictions game. So that's where...
She likes red, doesn't she?
Sorry?
She votes for redheads, doesn't she?
She'll be all over you. Once I show the picture that you're on there, she'll be, oh, yes. And so she'll get one right. That is for sure. All righty, next match on the card, you dead set legends. We have two of the biggest units in history. Rivas Letizzi, you saw him against Monster Michael Todd. He could have technically been on a one-match losing streak, but he did power through and take on Michael Todd, and he is pulling one of the nicest guys in arm wrestling and someone we all want to win. Derek Smith, we all absolutely love him. Don, I know you're itching to talk about this one, my man. How do you see it happening?
It's, you said it just like it is. We all want Derek to be successful. We've seen him do some things that we didn't think he could do with the win on Tim. We'll talk to Tim a little bit about, what happened. Of course, he has a different opinion how that match would have went if he'd have done something different. I think Derek's going to come in very well prepped. I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Prudnick's got such a massive hit, and he's very aggressive. He's not going to run backwards, too, which we find Derek to be able to use those long levers and come to and kind of make some adjustments. I'd love to see the battle of the day. I'd love to see Derek take this. I think he might sneak one in, but I think Rivas is just going to be too much for him.
I'd have to jump in there as well. So I'm just going to ask the audience who wins, Derek or Rivas. There we go. It really hurts me to say it. It really does. I love Derek Smith. I absolutely love him. The guy's my man. So good. Really nice dude. Absolutely love him. He did some stuff behind the scenes that I was pretty proud of. But, yeah, I'm going Rivas as well. I think Rivas wins. What about you, Ryan?
Well, Rivas is a really tall guy, great hand, as we saw against Michael. Oh, well, look, he wasn't able to take Michael's wrist. He had the flop press Michael. So there is that. I don't see ahead Derek top rolling Rivas because of the height of Rivas. But if Derek's able to high hook, Derek is tall enough that he could potentially reach enough past to take away Rivas and his top roll. This one is a hard one to pick because it's we don't have the data really on Derek yet. It's still very new. The great win over Tim Bresden, and then the loss to what was his name? To
Morozov.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a bad loss, but that was I feel like there was a bit of stage fright in that first time out. He took that match on short notice. I think he'll be better prepared for this one mentally and physically. All that said, I still have Rivas winning it. I hope Derek takes at least one round, however.
Well, Faithful Acre Farms has jumped in. Thank you very much for your super chat and your support. And he's jumped in and said, Derek's going to win this, in my opinion. He beats Michael Todd right now.
No.
Oh, don't you dare, Faithful, disparage the good goddamn name of Monster Michael Todd in front of Don Underwood. He'll get his heckles up.
Not on my watch.
But hey, Faithful, we welcome all predictions like that here on this show. We're all here having a bit of laugh, having a bit of fun because it's sport, and we just don't know. We just don't know, but I do. I get them all right, so I'm going with. I am going with Rivas. Ryan, did you give an official tip?
Yeah, Rivas.
Okay, Rivas. Beautiful. All right, Ryan, while you're on a roll, keep firing us off with this next matchup. We have Irakli Zarakashvili versus Krasmir Kostadinov. We all saw what Irakli could do at King of the Table against Marcio Barbosa. And Krasy pulling a lighter person. You've seen him always chasing the super heavyweights, that now we are seeing him pull someone lighter.
Yeah, straight away, I know instantly that Irakli is going to win the polls. Irakli is going to be the favorite after what he did to Marcio. And it's been some time since Krasy's looked particularly good. But, when I slow my thought process down and say, all right, what's the shape of this match? What's the shape of these two guys in the way that they pull? I can't say it's an easy win to Irakli at all. I can say, yeah, I can see it with the momentum and the form that Irakli could do it. But Krasy's a pure hooker. He's a pure hooker. He's a side pressure guy. And I've seen Krasy at his best. In 2019 at the Zloty, he forced hooks on freaking everyone like they were nothing. And I remember looking at that, and I remember thinking, oh, well, like, he hooked Salayev. Everyone, like Dmitry Salayev, boom, into a hook. See you later, Salayev. And I was like, okay. Like, so if Krasy's on his game, I go Krasy for sure. It's a hard one. This one's very difficult for me to be confident either way. I want to say Krasy just because I know he's the underdog right now, and I like it when the underdog can do it. Irakli's on a run of form after beating Marcio. The way he did was amazing because Marcio's a beast, as we know. But I don't know. I feel like if it gets to the straps, Krasy may be able to get the stop. Look, I'm going to say 3-2 Irakli, but I'm really cheering for Krasy.
Don, put the Hollywood spin on it.
I mean, this is going to be up there, I think, with your top 3 match of the day. You've got two very exciting, very well-versed arm wrestlers that's coming in with two completely different games. Irakli said it very loudly. Todd Hutchins, get your ass back up here. I made a mistake, or whatever the case being after the Marcio match. He felt like he could make some changes. The guy's impressive. He's in a camp that I don't think anybody on this card can say that is going to be more well prepared. I think the guy's on a collision course for greatness. Krasy, like you said, stylistically, I don't think it's a great matchup. He's gonna supinate or give it a try. I think Irakli's gonna take advantage of it with position, and he's just gonna be too strong there. But I do think Ryan, you're kind of hitting the nail. That supinating side pressure that Krasy brings to the table is just super impressive. So yeah, if he can slow it down, there is going to be a match. I think he might sneak one in, but I'm going to go with Irakli 3-1.
Irakli 3-1 from Don. Not bad. Now the only reason this is a tough call for me is because at times I like to be a respectful person. And one of the two pullers in this match will be on the show this week, and I'm not picking them. So I don't know if I want to say it out loud because this person has opened up and said that they really enjoy the show and they can't wait to come on the show. Oh, no, bugger it. I'll have a chat with him. I think Irakli wins as well. I think Irakli... I think just with the heavyweight hitting and a couple of losses to Krasy is unbelievable, but I wonder if it's just time. Look, I hope I'm wrong. I want to see, because Krasy, he pulled Corey West and he pulled who did he pull at the East versus West and got beat? Not Rivas. Arif. Yeah. So he keeps pulling the big fella. So I really enjoy that he's pulling someone lighter. And I really enjoy that. And I think Krasy can do it, but I think just based on form, I'm going to go Irakli with an asterisk. And because it's my show, I can change my predictions whenever I want.
Sucker.
So when I do my commentary and it gets before the match and I'll be like, you know what? Nah, change my mind. I'm going there. But at the moment, I will go Irakli. Now, this next match up here, I'll tell you what, you start licking your lips. Start getting excited. The prospect versus the legendary puller. I love it. We all saw what Morozov is capable of doing. The guy has biceps upon biceps. He's the only bloke I know that has 4 biceps. And he's taking on Dave Chafington, Esquire Jr. the third, who's going to bounce back after that loss to Gennady. And that will really hit in a sore spot. I'll put it up in the air. I'll go with you, Don. I'll go with you. How are you seeing this match up?
Well, I started the last prediction with, hey, this is going to be one of the 3 matches of the day. I've got Dave and Artem as the match of the day. In my opinion, I think this young man is very dangerous. Super impressive watching him. Just 24 years of age. Now, age doesn't matter in this sport. You guys know it's like cheese and wine. We tend to get better with age. Dave is coming in prepared. He's pissed off, and that's scary. Easy money's coming to town, but unfortunately, it's not going to be that simple. But I think we're going to have a war here. I think experience will take this thing on, but I see this mixed up into 5. I'm going to go with Dave 3-2.
And a silver bullet match of the day from Don. Collect your thoughts, Ryan. You look stumped. Collect your thoughts. Where's this going? This one's very hard. This one is very hard.
I consider Dave Chafee a benchmark to the elite level of super heavyweight. Like he is somewhat of a gatekeeper into the top echelon of super heavyweights. We know where Dave's at. His power level's always been up there. It's been consistent. So we know what he brings. The unknown factor is Morozov and his strength. He has been looking amazing. The one blot on his record recently is he did lose to Prudnik a few cards ago, maybe 3 cards ago. He lost to Prudnik, but Prudnik very technical, put Morozov out of position very quickly. Dave is not technical. Dave is just all horsepower and fairly basic in his shape. So Morozov, I believe, will have greater traction to his own power. So then it comes down to the question of, okay, if it's just 2 guys with access to their power, who's stronger? I suspect Dave Chafee is still peak force stronger, but I suspect Morozov has more endurance. I think it's either going to be 3-0 Dave Chafee or it's going to be 3-2 Morozov. I'm not sure exactly which one to go with. I'm going with 3-0 Dave Chafee, but you know that if it goes the other way, you remember that thought, you bunch of delusional crowd.
The pair of delusion. We're running with it. We will eliminate that word from the arm wrestling vocabulary. Don't worry about that. The pair of delusion. So yeah, just two raw meatheads going about it. Some chainsaws in a. This is just chainsaws in a sword fight. The way I see it. Morozov may have technical. We don't know too much about him. We know he handled Derek at the last one, at the last East versus West. But then, in my opinion, Alex Gadecha has more technical ability than Morozov. And what Dave did to Alex Gadecha just still sits in the back of my mind. Still just sits there like that annoying itch. And I think Dave Chafee's going to scratch it for me. I think Dave Chafee will win this one, and he'll work so hard that then we start talking that Morozov is actually going to be the next big thing in arm wrestling. So I'm going to go Dave Chafington, Esquire Jr. the third.
Very nice.
It'll be
with a score.
I was hoping you wouldn't ask that, Ryan. I just thought I could sit it in there, but that's okay. Push me off the back of my chair. 3-1. 3-1. I can see Morozov getting one, and that becomes the talking point of the night. It's like Morozov got a pin on Dave Chafee. But that, I mean, and everyone's saying it as well in the chat. There is potential for Morozov to win this one. Now, the beauty of the next match, probably the most sexiest match. I am officially making it the first title match of the night. And I reckon it's the YouTube title match. It's the YouTube title match in East versus West. And everyone, shut up. I'll put everyone in the chat on mute. I will throw Don Underwood off of the channel and ban him if he ever tries to interrupt my 3 seconds. I'm telling you now, I love you, Coach Ray, but Ryan is winning 3-0. That's all I've got to say.
Look at the post. Look at the difference in wrists in that poster. How do you bet on that? How do you bet on that on the left?
I've got to get a poll going. I've got to get a poll. Everyone,
all the polls are being quite close, which I think is ridiculous. I can't believe when I see a poll close like this. Remember, so I mean, actually, Don, you want to say your bit before I say my bit? I better let you in.
Listen. I've seen Ray pull. He's strong, but Ryan, you've always, to me, just you just got a pedigree and a walk about you that's a little different. You've earned your place, but I think you're just too strong for this young guy. But I got you winning 3-0, my man, with the Hellboy arm. Look at that, Jesus! Paint it red, and you got part 3.
This will be the Aussie arm wrestlers guarantee of the night. So I'm putting an asterisk next to that one. That is my guarantee. Now, Ryan, you know, I've told you on screen and I've told you off screen, I am one of the leading ticket holders on the Ryan Bowen train, and I'll fucking ride it into a wall if we have to. I'm always picking you, but I genuinely believe.
Right through that wall, Jake. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Mate, we're going to the next station, and then we'll knock off Bogdan after that.
This match, I like that you've called it the title match for the Battle of the YouTubers. It very much is. And look, I don't want to throw Ray under too much of a bus, but he knows he's going to lose this match. He knows it. He knows it, and he really does deep down know it, and he believes it. Ray will say he's confident that his preparation is the best as it's ever been. And if you look at the language that he uses, he won't say anything, but he's confident in his own preparation. He's not confident in winning the match. I know that. And the reason that is the case is, as Don said it, look, and if you were to ask anybody who has gripped both of us, anybody, literally anyone that's gripped both of us, even Giannis Amelins, before the match was announced, said that I would beat Ray. It was it won't be close. It won't be close. It'll be 3-0. This is like a shake the dust off kind of match. That said, if I'm wrong and somehow he has evolved beyond what's normal, then look, I'll take my hat off to him. But I just not in a million years can see that being possible. I think this will be like Levan v. Devon.
Without the injuries, as we hope. But it's looking pretty. I think I might have a bit of an influence on this channel because you're winning the polls, you're winning the comment section like you deserve. We're rocking and rolling. So I think with East versus West.
I'd love to expand a bit for you, Jay. KY Arm Wrestling says, Ryan, do you honestly think Ray has nothing for you? If so, why? Look,
that's my man, Ben Crabtree. He's got a good event on the same day as East versus West. Sorry to interrupt, Ryan. So go check out that. If someone could drop the link, there's some good super matches on there. Ben Crabtree, a really good guy.
Yeah. So Ben, thanks for the question there, man. Look, the why is simply that I am a significantly larger human than he is. He's really inflating himself up to 90 kilos. I'm doing the opposite. I'm leaning up to get down to within range of a water cut to 90 kilos. So when you see us standing side by side, you'll go, "Oh, what? These two guys the same weight?" Because the reality is, I will be 94 kilos, 95 kilos, come ready go when I rehydrate back up and fill my belly. Ray will not. Ray will be 89.3 kilos because he'll, with his shoes on and everything. It is a very different match. He's 5'6". I'm 6'1.5". He none of the opponents he's ever, if you line up the opponents that he's beaten and line up the opponents I've beaten, they're just, you can see the gap in the chapter. Everyone I know who's pulled him has messaged me and said, "Why are you pulling Ray? What's a mismatch? What's going on?" That's the truth of it. 3-0.
So you're saying you have a chance?
My goal, Ron, my genuine goal. Look, where it can be a difficult day for me is if I miss the jump, if I'm casual, if I end up in a hook and he's tight and he's got his shoulder. From there, my hand will be enough to still win the match, I believe, but it will take 15 to 20 seconds for me to do it, to wear him out. He'll have me locked up where I won't be able to pin him, and I'll have to grind it out and wait for it and win the battle of rotation and eventually get it through. I believe I could do that if it goes there. I don't believe, however, if I'm just revving the engine from center, I don't think he can even get in the match. And my personal goal for the match, my genuine personal goal, is for somebody to ask Ray after the match, "Where's Ryan's level?" and for him to say, "I don't know. I couldn't tell."
Yeah.
And then, so basically we've all gone to the laundry cupboard and we've grabbed the brooms. We've all predicted a sweep in this one. We do love you, Coach, but I've got to ride and die with my man Ryan. But I think he's going to win this one. And I think just as a mate, I think I'm just genuinely excited to see you back on a table. It's been too far long, so we will absolutely cannot wait for that one. Now it's the title matches. The title matches. Engen was putting something out saying that if you can win it, what was it, temporarily, but then if you win and defend it twice, you get to keep the item permanently. Is that right, Ryan?
Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah, if you win it and then come back and defend it twice more, you get to keep it permanently. I think was the deal, and some pretty cool Turkish handcrafted. They look like pieces of art, like war museum sort of art. I don't know. I don't know what their official name. I forget what they actually were, but they look pretty badass.
Yeah, I didn't think I don't think I had enough time to get a picture, but yeah, they're like Spartan. There was like a Spartan mask and a shield. Actually, give me 2 seconds, and I'll just chuck it up on the screen here. Where are we? Yeah, they do look awesome. All righty. Let's go to so many buttons here. And we'll probably cover most of our faces with it. And I do apologize because StreamYard's a bit weird. But this is what they're going to win. Sorry, Don. So that's what it is there. Yeah, like a mask and a shield.
Wow.
Yeah, so when you win a title, so there's one, I know it says 8 on there. I just want to make sure I've got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So 8 title matches. So hopefully they've got 8 of those ready to go. I think they look cool. I like, because I was sitting there and I'm old fashioned, and Don, you've been in arm wrestling, in professional wrestling. So, we're drawn to a championship belt. Ryan, you in tennis, so you're more in the trophies. Tennis give out some weird shit. They give out plates and things like that. The Wimbledon trophy is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen. But I like this. I like that they're trying to get, I think it was Todd Zilla's idea from memory. They're trying to introduce their form of a hammer like WAL did. So I think it looks good. And then it could be a heavy day for one lady because Gabriella Vasquez, the number 1 female arm wrestler on the world, She's taking on, and is it pronounced Egle? Is it Egle?
Egla. Yeah.
Egla.
Fitcoot.
I'll call her the Eagle. I'm calling her the Eagle.
Egla.
Egla's the overwhelming favorite in this match. Jake.
Is she really? No, I didn't.
It's shutout stakes for Egla.
Is it really?
It is. So Egla beat Gabriella last time they faced. I think in straight sets. The one thing about Egla, as I've learned from listening to Engen explain it to me, and that is that Egla has been so dominant every time she's ever arm wrestled that she is very relaxed and casual in her intensity of training throughout the years. And the last 3 years, we can't even identify what training she's done. That's how dominant she is. On Gabriella Vasquez's side, she's ferociously hungry all the way through. So that is the question: has the casualness of the last year from Egla and the ferociousness of Gabrielle been enough?
Can I save you? Can I save you, Ryan?
Why?
According to Stake Kings, for this shutout stake, the underdog Egla only needs to win one. Gabby is the heavy favorite.
Well, Egla won the last time they faced, and I would be betting on Egla with the shutout stakes the other way around. Man, that's for sure. She'll take a round. For sure, she'll take a round.
Yeah, Gabby's got one block sold out. No, I think because of just the unknown, we all know who Gabby is, but no one's bet on Egla. Are you betting on Egla, Ryan?
I'm going Egla
to win.
Yes.
Oh, so just letting you guys know as well, they're pulling both arms. So this will be a right arm title match and a left arm title match. Now, I don't know anything about the left arm data, and I don't know much about Egla, so I am going Gabby for both arms because I just love Gabby. But I'm just writing that down. Don, do you know anything about Egla?
Not a ton about her, but I can tell you right now, just where she's from. The absolute, probably most exciting, will probably be the most violent match, in my opinion. These girls just get down and do it dirty. I mean, so fun to watch. It's like watching the ladies, the top elite ladies in the UFC, in my opinion, always fight of the night. So I expect with Gabby and her pedigree and what she's done, and knowing that she lost to Egla the way that she has in the past, has done something a little more. And we all know that Gabby is just so impressive, and she wants it, as bad as anybody. But again, I would say Egla's probably, thinking the same. This is going to be a brutal war. I don't think it'll be one-sided. This may just be the one to watch both arms. So I'd be guessing. I would be. I think this is going to be a true fight. It's going to be fun to watch. Just keep your eyes open. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, Ryan just showed us some old footage on the left arm. Gabby versus Egla, but then Gabby looks like she just won on the right arm, and now
it's over. Oh, there it goes. Yeah.
That's not Gabby.
No, that's just some highlights of Egla.
It's coming up though. Here we go. Oh, come on, where is it? I had it. Sorry. Let me find it.
Jake Twizzle, that is right. Let's go. I'll get a poll going. I love me polls. 58% are saying that Ryan is going to win. 58%. So let me just go create a poll. Who like my poll? Who wins?
Oh, was there pun intended on that? Was there pun intended?
Always.
My man.
Nothing but sexual innuendos on here. All right, I've got a poll up there. Who will win? Gabby, you didn't tell me who you think would win, Don. You just said it would be a good match.
Man. I'm gonna
get off the fence.
I'm going to be wrong. Don't, like I said, I've seen Gabby pull a bunch. I have not seen Egla. This week is I've worked on pronunciations long enough. Now I'm going to get to know the arm wrestlers this week. Yes, I wish I could give you an accurate one. I just think it's going to be great. Both of them are super elite in their classes. Let's make it fun and go Gabby 3-2 left and Egla 3-1. Yeah, on the left.
You just said they both win on the left, Don.
There you go.
You said give me Gabby 3-2 on the left and give me Egla 3-1 on the left.
So that is my prediction. Yeah. No, right. Yeah, I just think it's going to be a war. Like I said, I wish I could give you more insight on that. But Gabby's so fun to watch, so powerful. Got a big tag as maybe the best female arm wrestler in history, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's gonna be a battle.
Yeah, I think that'll be good. Ryan, who have you got?
Egla
all the way.
Both arms.
Beauty.
Yes.
Go for it. So we'll go against each other. I'll go Gabby both arms. You can go Egla both arms. And then I believe the next title match is a left arm title match. No, the lighter guys. David Samushia and Bozidar Simonov. I mean, I really like this matchup. For those who don't know, David pulled at the last East versus West versus Paul Lynn. And if you haven't seen Bozidar pull, then you better bloody believe it. You need to check him out. Ryan, you were trying to get a match with Bozidar and his visa kept backing out. Kick us off, man. How do you see this match going?
Yeah, I think you can say it. This is the best against the best in two weight categories right next to each other. David Samashuya at 85 kilos, world champion. Bozidar at 80 kilos, world champion. They're both going to be at 85 kilos. So Bozidar moving up a weight category to have this. This is the two best arm wrestlers on earth at that weight. And they're both hookers. So the collision is going to be massive. We saw David Samashuya against Paul Lynn. He took 2 rounds off Paul Lynn, and you saw in those rounds when it went deep inside and it became supinated that he was incredible. And Bozidar, very much the same. When he gets inside, it's like he has an eternal defense. I think that the defense of Bozidar is stronger. I think the offense of Samashuya's is more significant. Therefore, the question is, can Samashuya get through and get pins? I suspect yes in the early rounds, and I suspect no in the later rounds. Where is that line in the sand where it tips is the question. Is it before it's over, or is it somewhere before 3? I got Bozidar 3-2 match of the night.
Bozidar 3-2 match of the night. Yes. Don?
Yeah, I agree. It could go either way. These are two elite athletes, similar styles. Ryan, you kind of said it all very, very accurately. It could go either way. The bigger guy, I think if everybody's looking from the outside in, you're going to go with the guy in the bigger class, but it's hard to do that. I mean, these guys truly are just spectacular in what they do. So I'm gonna go with Ryan. I agree with
ironic because Ryan's not pulling in this match, Don. It's Bozidar versus Nubbet.
That's cute.
And you're tipping Ryan. You're tipping Ryan. You are that good.
I don't know. Somebody's got something in my coffee. I'm going to agree with Ryan though on his prediction. 3-2.
I'll tell you what. I forgot to bring it here. I mean, and we're way too far in, so I'm going to make a separate either video or Facebook. And Don, a huge shout out to the man that you pulled at the Monster Factory, our friend Devin, because after that match, he hit me up and he sent me bundles and bundles of primal beef jerky, and he said, if you can you please pass some on to Ryan? That shit is amazing. And
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
Jerky is quality, and my kitchen's over there. I was actually going to have it stacked here and show, but I'll hit up all the socials. That primal beef jerky. What do you think, Ryan?
No, dude, legit. I can't put it down. If I open a packet, it's gone 3 minutes later. Like that's how quick it goes. I can't. Here. Sorry, Brad, watching my son in the future. Bradley loves beef jerky. I'm like, okay, I'll get one that's not too spicy for him. I'll get the teriyaki one. There it is. I'll get the teriyaki one. I'll take it, and when I pick up Bradley from school, I'll give it to him, and he'll love it. Man, I'm like halfway to the school. No, I'm opening it, and then I'm like, eat it, and then I'm telling myself, one more piece only. The rest is Bradley's. One more piece only. The rest is Bradley's. By the time I got to school, it was like 1.5 pieces left for Bradley.
The shit is that the stuff's delicious. I've only had the cracked pepper because I've been away all weekend. But
cracked pepper.
Yeah, no, that's the only.
That'd be the one.
But I've got about 10, 15 packets sitting in my cupboard, ready to be absolutely destroyed. They were. Yeah, that is delicious. Primal beef jerky, Devon. I'm going to hit up all my social medias to say thanks, and two, if people can get on Primal Beef Jerky. No, we're not sponsored or anything by them. He literally he sent me a message, says, do you want some? I was happy to pay shipping. He said, don't worry about it. It's on me. If you can you just send some to Ryan? I paid express post. My plan was, Ryan, was to pay express post so you had some, so we could bring it on the show today. And I just forgot all about it. You've eaten half of yours and I've left mine in the cupboard. But yeah, thank you, Devon. The Gator Man, he loves that nickname because he doesn't live anywhere near water. We had a laugh about that. So they are good. I can't wait to eat all the flavors, and thank you. Don, you've got a packet there. Savage Arm Wrestling, shout out to you from all the way from Japan. Says, what's the calorie count on the packet?
Let's take a look. Well, they left that out, so no calorie count. So it's all protein, guys. So, protein only. Fat-free, no carbs. Eat as much as you can. You'll be the strongest arm wrestler in the world. This is guaranteed. I'm just reading off the pack, guys. Buy 100 packs of Primal Beef Jerky, and you will be the best arm wrestler in the world. I mean, guys, it's guaranteed. I don't know why you wouldn't. Primal Beef Jerky, Midwest, USA. Get you some. And there's even a promo code. If they didn't give you one, guys, they did for me. ArmWrestle KC is a promo code, gets 15% off, free shipping over $50. These guys are not sponsoring me either, but I am very impressed. One, that they have given the arm wrestling world some attention. So it's time for the arm wrestling world to give them some. Buy a pack, check it out. It's delicious. It's only like $9.50 a pack US money after the promo code of ArmWrestle KC. So yeah, give it a look. Delicious stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we have. I took it to work. I work for a big corporation. There's lines at my office looking for some. So he sent me another pack to give out, and they're buying it like crazy. Yeah, check out Primal Beef Jerky. It's delicious.
Yeah, it's addictive. I've had both. I've had Western Survivor beef jerky, and they're two different types of beef jerky. So I think they're both delicious. But Ryan, look, I'm not one to stir up controversy, mate. I'm not one to stir up controversy. You and I have been in an absolute shit show the last 6 or 7 days.
Giving a jerk off.
But what would it take for you to ambush the fix and just start eating primal beef jerky?
No, I couldn't do it.
No, Adam from Western Survivor is a really good guy. I was just mucking around. I would never do that to Adam.
those arm wrestlers, those guys support the community really well, which is awesome. And I spoke to Evan the other day, and I was complimenting and thanking him for the jerky, and I said to him, "Oh yeah," I said, to be honest, I said I think yours is my favorite jerky I've had. I said, I know the difference is, you said Survivor's like that one where you put it in your mouth and you leave it in there for a long time, and it has to melt down. You can't chew that thing as instantly. Where the primer one, you can put it in and you can just chew it, and you just get another piece and you put it in and you just keep on going. So if you want to, they're your broad options, but they're both delicious. They're all amazing, and they're both arm wrestling supporting companies. So, unreal.
Beautiful. All righty, we'll roll on to our left arms. Oh, what have I done here? Where'd you guys go? All right, we did the women's. We did that one. So now we're up to our left arm matchup. We have I'm going too far. Come on, Jake. Switch on. There we go. We've got Dennis Plenkov's training partner versus the 5-arm in Oleg Zok. We all absolutely love this 100 kilos, 220-pound title. We do love that Oleg is back from his injury. We all know what happened. If not, he was in a horrific car accident, and he had his first match back for a while at the last East versus West. So I absolutely love Oleg going on there. But if you train with Dennis Plenkov on a regular basis, I love the strength of David Dadakan, and I'll go the early crow while you guys break it down. But I just think I love seeing Oleg at the last East versus West. It wasn't as dominant performance as I was hoping and I was wanting. And that was a long time ago, but I think David Dadakan will win this one. Let's go, Ryan.
All right. Yep. So David Dadakan is 112, 115 kilos or something like that. I think he's embraced the just get as big and strong as you can approach. So he is a very significant opponent. I think he is better on the left arm than he is on the right as well. Really, really strong dude. Very fast hooker. Really lightning fast at forcing you into a hook. That said, Oleg Zok is like the king of anti-hook arm wrestling.
Yes.
No one has a hand as big as his. No one has a forearm quite like his. It's the most noticeably abnormal forearm in the sport. And before his accident, there was no doubting Oleg would have crushed Dadakan. Not even a question. Wouldn't have even been a match. So the question is, how far has he returned? Because Oleg, at his best, I watched him beat Pushkar in Moldova in 2018, which was the last significant event that Oleg pulled before the accident. He beat Pushkar that day in the final. So that gives you some perspective. I think the only left arm he hasn't beaten is Saplenkov. He's beaten everyone else effectively. So Oleg Zok, at his best, is a monster. Has he returned? I know he is the 80-kilo world champ left hand. He's done that. He's ticked that box off again. So he's back to that standard and climbing. But Dadakan at 110, 112 kilos thereabouts, left arm dominant hooker, it's a hard match. And I do agree that Dadakan is going to be the favorite. That said, with every month that goes by where we don't see Oleg competing, you can be certain that he's returning to closer and closer to the shape that he had of old. And the trajectory that he would be improving would be very steep because we know where his ceiling is at. His ceiling is incredible. So this one is a bit of it's a guess. It is a guess.
Wild card. It's definitely got wild card written all over it.
It is. Look, everyone wants the hero story, the comeback story. It'd be friggin' awesome. I think we're all cheering for Oleg to get back to the top of the world. So we're all hoping to see that. I think that this one is going to be a tough match for him. I probably say Dadakan wins it 3-1, maybe 3-2.
Spo, Speak on it, Don. Speak on it.
Yeah, you've hit some real good high notes. We all want Oleg to do something great. I mean, it's a horrible thing. His life is shambles. We lost. You had mentioned Andre. It's sad for the sport, but it's an amazing story coming from a survival situation, to climb back, to have such a guy in Dadakan, which is wow, coming from another extremely impressive camp. A little bigger than normal. Oleg's going to have a tough day. Obviously, I think the guy has the opportunity to climb back into that realm of greatness that he was in. But I think Dadakan's just going to be too much for him this early in his comeback. But, yeah, I'd love to see a 3-2 battle. 3-1 exciting. I'd love to see Oleg take it all, but I think Dadakan's got this. I'm going to go 3-1. David Dadakan.
Yeah, I think that's where it's going to sit around there. Oh, look, the comeback story from the 5-arm would be unreal. And the comeback, I think, will happen. Like, I think he'll start really ripping through some big names. It wouldn't even surprise me if Oleg is the one to challenge David Dadakan after this. I think Oleg will feel like he's got something, and, yeah, he'll come back. And it'll be unreal, and I cannot wait for it. I cannot wait. Here we go. And then another left arm matchup right here. Oh, I keep clicking the wrong button. Let's get back here. Oh, no, we're not up to that one. Not just yet. Hold your horses. This one here. So this is another left arm matchup. I better write left next to that one, so just so I know. We got the big spur, Cody Merritt, the man that just loves to smile. One of the biggest teddy bears happening in the arm wrestling world. And yes, he's taking on Artem Morozov. Artem, I think in the rankings, he's up there. What was that?
Well, Morozov's the isn't he? Morozov's that dude that, well, he's pulling Chafee on the right. He's looking great everywhere. His trajectory is huge. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Morozov pull Tobias Sperong on left at some point?
Yeah, the last East versus West.
Tobias won, didn't he? Or is that Prudnik?
No. Sorry. Morozov pulled Derek Smith on the right, and then he beat on the left Matt Mask.
Yeah, he beat Matt Mask very easily. Okay. Yeah, look, for me, I think Cody takes it just because, Cody's a big dude. And you hear people who grip up with Cody and they just say his left is just something different. He's the current WAF world champ. I don't know. I do find it difficult again because of Morozov. To me, he's young and unknown and clearly a beast. But I just don't know how he matches up against someone like Cody. I think the back pressure and just the wrist of Cody is going to be such a hard chain to break. I don't think he breaks it going over the top. And can he break it going in? Can he pull him flat-handed? I just think Cody will have it. Here. I don't think it'll be easy. I think Morris will put up a real hard fight, but I'm edging it out, Cody, probably 3-1.
Cody 3-1.
Giving some love to the young guys. Well, let me tell you something, guys. Cody Merritt is probably my favorite arm wrestler in the world. Not only on the table, but off. I've watched him dance a jig with his wife, and you can see the love of those two. And then I see the violence that he portrays. The guy ain't nobody to fuck with. I've seen him beat them all. I've seen him smack the best of the best from this side of the pond down and do it with authority. This young guy is talented. He's super exciting to watch, but you're stepping into the lion's den with Cody Spur Merritt. Man, I'm just telling you, Cody's got this. He's going to take it with authority. What a fantastic human and a brilliant arm wrestler. Cody Merritt, 3-0, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, here we go. Cody, 3-0. All righty. Just get that one down. Yeah. Was it the match against Robbie Topi on the left arm when Cody broke his arm mid-match.
Correct.
And so he's pulled out of the last East versus West because his arm was still giving him grief. Now, by Cody taking this match, his arm is okay, but is it 100%? Is it 100%? That's the only thing that's the only thing that is sticking in my head. Because Cody is a gun. The way Cody hits just like a hot knife through butter on anyone on the left arm. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this arm is fully healed. I want Cody to win. I love Cody. I want Cody to win. I really do. I want him to win. I'm just if Cody messages me personally and he's like, mate, my arm is rock solid, it's full of concrete, then I'm picking Cody. But if it's not, I'll stick with me, guys. I'll stay with Cody. I love Cody Merritt. I'll stay with him. But for me, it's a huge question mark is if that arm is 100%. Because if it was giving you grief only 3 months ago, where was the last East versus West? He had to pull out March or something. I'm still not sold, but I'm still going to write down Cody because I love him and he keeps coming on the show and he's a really good guy. I love him. So I'll go with that one. Now, I think this is where everyone is starting to come. Our final 3 matches, and everyone's just wanting to know what is going on here. And, of course, you've got the most in-form arm wrestler on the planet. I don't care what happened at the Monster Todd factory. This side pressure, he is one of the strongest people on the planet, and that is Todd Zilla. And he is taking on one of the men with the sweetest voice in arm wrestling history, the opera singer. He can belt out a tune and he can belt out people on the table, and that is Yevgeny Prudnik. Now, this, for me, will 100% divide the arm wrestling world for East versus West. It almost has that Levan versus Devon feel. Because if you live in North America or live in a Western society, you are waving the Todd Hutchings flag. But if you're an arm wrestling traditionalist and you love your Europeans, well, you're saying it's Yevgeny without a problem. Don, kick us off on this one. Title match, they're meeting at 107 kilos, not 110, which I found very weird, an extra 3 kilos. So they're actually meeting at 107 kilos. Well, that's what was mentioned about 8 weeks ago.
This is going to be exciting. I think it's going to end up being a lot of what we've seen in the past. You're going to see some wrist breaking back with Todd. His side pressure is going to be engaged. He, even with the loss to Michael, sitting there watching the positions and the patience. You know, I've got to pull Michael a bunch. I've got to pull Todd a bit. These are 2 extremely, extremely talented humans that can do things in weird places. I think Todd is going to find himself in some positions that he's going to have to work, but he'll be patient. I got Todd 3-0 again. Just an impressive human and wants it just a little bit more than everybody else.
So you've got Todd winning. Sorry, what was it?
3-0 Todd Hutchings.
Wow. Blue Monstrosity, it's a catch weight, so I don't think they're gonna weigh in at that and do a huge water cut. Yeah, it's a 107. I'm not sure what that is in pounds, but it'll be interesting to see Blue Monstrosity. We've got 3-1 Todzilla. I'm gonna do a poll. I'll do a poll in there. We've just got confirmation. Cody Merritt has said that his arm is 100%, which is good to hear. I love it. Prudnik, Todd, Prudnik. Let me do a poll. Ryan, talk to us. Tell us where we're putting our money.
Yeah, look, Prudnik deserves to be the favorite in this match. I think he's comments there from who was it that mentioned the weight? I saw someone talking about the weight. Blue Monstrosity is right in that Prudnik's been holding that weight for longer, so he is probably more settled there. That said, I've seen Hutchings at 245, like when he pulled Lachlan, he was at 245. So Hutchins, when he's really ready and prepared is right there. So I don't think that's a huge factor. That said, Prudnik is the favorite because of the stylistic matchup and the history between them. In Moldova, Prudnik did flash Todd Hutchins. The Todd Hutchins that was there, however, and I mean, everyone that was there. It was a very short notice tournament. It was like 2 weeks notice for everyone. So no one was prepared. Everyone was just kind of rolling around in their training program. And Todd Hutchins that day was only like 97 kilos or something. So he wasn't. Did he compete under 95s? Whatever it was, I don't know. I think he might have been in the under 95s, both of them at the time, to be honest.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, imagine that. And Todd had had a couple of sticky matches with both Krasimir Kostadinov and Sasha Andreev prior. He'd beaten both of those guys, and then Prudnik came through and flash pinned Todd with a nice high side whilst controlling the thumb and the pronator of Todd Hutchins. So that is why Prudnik is the favorite. That said, this match is live. I don't think this match is a given in any stretch. I think if this match gets to straps if it goes into hook in straps, Hutchins will win. I think you can take that and take it to the bank all the way. If it's a hook, any form of a hook in the straps, Hutchins, I believe, will win. I think Prudnik is going to really need to be above the wrist line of Todd Hutchins in order to win it. And Prudnik does have the technical ability, the conditioning, the strength to navigate from there and actually force a victory. Because a lot of people think people like Irakli, they took the wrist of Todd Hutchins, but they couldn't finish it. I believe Prudnik has the ability to take the wrist and navigate to a press outside the wrist of Hutchins. So I think there is still a lane that he can win if it's in the straps. And that's where I think the match will go. I think the match will go to straps. I think Todd Hutchins is strong enough to get it to the straps this time, where he wasn't in Moldova. But I still have Prudnik as the slight favorite. I see Prudnik winning 3-2.
Prudnik winning 3-2. I'll just write that down. Yeah, I love it, man. I love this one. This was probably the most excited match I was, and that's including the main event when this was announced. So pumped about it. Just the way Todd has been going about it, that side pressure, and to be able to do it without your hand is some of the strongest stuff I've ever seen. And the fact that they're going to be at the same weight, I understand Prudnik just has an absolute arsenal of weaponry. But I just feel we're going to have a massive talking point of East versus West, and that is somehow Toddzilla has just thrown the biggest upset of the night. And with Todd winning, I do believe it's an upset because Prudnik is world class. Prudnik is unbelievable. The way you mentioned it before, I think you were saying, because I was thinking about that high and moving up there, moving up the top high and across. Todd would just be able to, I believe, hit through the wrist and just go straight across the table and still hold on. But, Prudnik and Irakli are two different levels. So I'm happy to go on a limb and hope Toddzilla wins. It could be more heart picking because I really love Todd, but I do believe there's a chance. And I think a part of me is hoping for an upset, but I would not be surprised at all if Prudnik 3-0s Todd in this one. But I'll go Toddzilla. I'll have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah, well, this one really is for it's a title match. It really is a title match. This is for the number one rank in the world at 110 kilos. I think absolutely it is, and that's pretty cool right there. That fact is massively cool.
Absolutely. Everyone's just sitting in there. Prudnik will take the whole hand, and then it's bye-bye, Todd. Someone's asking, Ryan, please crush Levan. Todd's still strong without his wrist. Yeah, it's all. Yeah, and that's what I said at the start. Everything's just going to be 50-50 when it comes to it. And that's the same in the polls as well. It's Toddzilla 53%.
I just want to explain it to Victor a little bit more. He said Todd is good without his hand. Todd is good without half of his hand. Okay, the half of his hand that he can pull with out is his wrist function. Todd doesn't win matches if he gets turned. Okay, if Todd loses his pronation through his thumb, it's over. Okay, so that's why Prudnik does well against Todd, because Prudnik doesn't just take it this way, he takes it that way. He twists you and takes your wrist. If Prudnik does that, Todd Hutchins will get crushed. Todd must keep his pronation through his thumb. Then we've got a match.
And you're also watching, Todd just, sitting at the Monster Factory, he just looked different than he had. He's hitting in different positions, different directions. He's finding his wrist more and more now. We found him hitting straight to the side, pinning to the center of the pad was pretty much what Todd did. What you've seen at the Monster Factory and what I seen to be different was the directions of his hit and the way that he resets in different directions, and he just looks so powerful everywhere. So I agree with you. Yeah, Prudnik definitely would cause some problems. I'm just seeing Todd being the aggressive, hitting in different directions, and getting Prudnik uncomfortable. Just the opposite. It's going to be exciting. I still got Todd winning, but yeah, this ought to be a fight to see, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Oh, it'll be sexy, and I'll be if I don't make it to Turkey, I'll certainly be jealous of you two there watching the action live. It'll be unbelievable, that matchup. I can't wait. So excited. That can and probably will steal the show if it doesn't go the 3-0 way. And then we've got the super heavyweight title matchup coming up. We're finally seeing Jerry Carteret, lickety lips, that big son of a gun, technically the strongest ginger in the world. He's massive. He's very orange at the moment. I don't know if he's putting something in his skin or he's just enjoying the boat, but he is one orange giant Oompa Loompa. He probably shits Oompa Loompas. That's how he's looking at the moment. And he's looking at a Viking warrior, a Spartan. He's got the second best beard only to Mario Tambakis with that looking beard there. Gennady will scream. He's becoming very, I wouldn't say the word inconsistent, but like I'm all over Gennady, and then he loses. Then I'm like, oh, nah, he's going to get smoked, and then he wins. So he's frustrated. He's got a Hermes Gasparini a couple of years ago. He's frustrating me. I love it. How excited are we all just to see Jerry back on the table?
This is my most anticipated match of the night. This is the one I'm waiting for. Because for me, as you've painted the picture there on Gennady's a ferociously monstrous live wire of a man, explosive. He will bring huge violent energy, to use a word that Don loves. He brings it all. And he's gone. Engen shared private conversations that he had with him just the other day. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I believe that Gennady asked for this to be shared. Gennady says, I'm going to go win this. I'm going to beat whoever out of Hermes and whatnot. And then I'm taking down Levan. Like he believes in himself. Really, he does. He's ready to go. He believes he can be number one in the world. You know what? I think that's freaking so cool. But then there's this Jerry. It's like, hang on. He's like this freaking shark coming out of the deep water that people just aren't considering in the race. They're not putting him in the top 10. That can just totally, potentially ruin every plan Gennady had. And you have to say it's a shot at it. Like, he's a shot at it. And it would confuse everything. It would be like, hang on, what? If Jerry just goes boom, 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 and drops the hammer on Gennady, oh, man, like, all of a sudden it's going to be, we want Jerry and Levan now. We want Jerry and Levan. That's what everyone will be saying if it goes that way. But I'm excited for this match because of so much unknown and the collision of two big personalities. I think the return of Jerry will bring a lot of excitement and energy, and I hope it is a phenomenal match.
Yeah, I see this match. I've got my building blocks there ready to go, and I've just spent an hour and I'm putting them all and I'm balancing them, and that's the arm wrestling rankings. And I can just see my older brother, that's Jerry Carteret, just knocking the knocking the box down when I've just spent an hour of going, oh, yeah, but he'd be number 2 in the world. He'd be number 4 and things like that. And Jerry just has the potential to go, get out of there and jump in there. I just quickly want to thank Darko for the super chat. It says hashtag 50 plus old men strength. Toddzilla for the win. Thank you very much, Darko. You dead set legend. For the unknown does it for me. I hope we get the highlight and Jerry comes in with that flop press and he just starts licking the back of his hand mid-match and you see the sweat pouring down and he wears him down and Jerry gets the win so then we can start once again playing fantasy matches. But I saw a different Gennady versus Dave Chafee. So for me, the way he was the power to turn a defensive position like a mousetrap into an offensive position against someone like Dave Chafee in one hit. It wasn't continuous hits. The way he could swing the pendulum from there, it didn't have the best hand defensive position, and then to roll on top and find that gap. It was because of those bits in the last rounds that I think Gennady will win this one.
Well, boys, let me just say this. Jerry looks the part. Other than he looks like a big, what was it, Oompa Loompa type. I was just impressed that a redhead had a tan. Let's just be honest, okay? All right, so no offense, Ryan, but there is some products out there that I can hook you up with if you want a tan. Anyways, that being said, Jerry has the potential. Let's all be honest. But here's the problem. Gennady has been suspect, and he's come back from his wrist being taken. I think that's his weakness. He doesn't have the wrist, but the arm is no doubt up there with some of the greatest on the planet. And then you run over to, I think Dave Chafee wins a match against Jerry just because of the power, in his cupping and top roll. And Gennady's so versatile. I don't think his wrist gets taken. That's a bad thing because, like I said, that's his weakness, and you can find some vulnerability in his game. But when you give him all his tools and the box is open for him to do the work without interruption, it's going to be difficult for Jerry. He's going to have to be – go ahead.
I was going to ask, how does Gennady win this match? If you imagine, if Gennady wins, what's the shape that you imagine?
Well, I think that Jerry has the first match. I think he's so unpredictably strong, and I've felt it. Maybe you guys have. You have to be prepared, and it's almost so overwhelming. It's difficult to prepare for. But you've got a guy that is so versatile. And again, you're giving him his power. You're giving him a cup opportunity. And we've all seen when he is able to get to that position, he's dominant. He's strong. He turns and looks and turns that switch of confidence. And when he has confidence, it's just over. Let's just be honest with each other. But I think Jerry takes the first one. I think there's going to be an adjustment where Gennady gets a little more aggressive. You can't sit and wait on Jerry Cataract because you will have a very long day. So you're going to have to get aggressive, get a little bit of movement toward the outside his shoulder. Once that happens, I think you see Gennady turn and start talking comfortable. Turn, rotate, and press through that hand, and take the win 3-1. Gennady.
The G banger, love it. Did you didn't give us a tip, did you, Ryan?
I think that Gennady will win because, as Don said, he possesses all the different tools, and he is a very intelligent arm wrestler. Table IQ is incredibly high, and look, I believe the one way to beat Jerry fast is to do what Travis Bajan eventually became brave enough to do. If you have a look at their history of just those two guys, Jerry has it's something like a 10-2 win record over Travis. Every time Travis tried the top roll in history, Jerry just pressed straight through and went, yeah, whatever. Then Travis pressed the presser. Travis used back pressure, got the height, and he was brave enough to commit to a press over the top of Jerry's attempted press. And because he had the hand control as well, he was able to control center, and he got these decisive wins against Jerry in the WAL season of 2016, maybe 15, whichever one it was, when Travis double hammered it. That was really impressive. I think Gennady has the table IQ and courage to do that. I don't think he'll go for it first round. I think he'll look to traditionally just control, and he may very well cop a surprise, like think that he's got the pronation all wrapped up, and he's about to execute a side pressure top roll, and then Jerry just dumps that shoulder and buries him, and he'll be like, "What the hell was that?" But then I think he adjusts. I think 3-1 Gennady.
3-1 Gennady. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Gennady will come outside, like hit that, because we all know Jerry's going to dump in, and he doesn't mind giving up the hand for the famous flop press. So it'll be interesting if Gennady goes outside instead of posting high. I wonder if he'll try and catch it out here and then take him over. I'm just interested to see if he'll go outside, because Gennady's just very old-fashioned brute horsepower and doesn't like changing too much. He has a lane. We saw it when he put Hermes at king of the table. Hermes kept taking his hand and bringing him over, and Hermes win. He wouldn't change his game style. And it was the same. He only adjusted, millimeters turned into magic in arm wrestling, but he kept doing the same thing 5 times against Monster Michael Todd. 3 times against Michael Todd, 5 times versus Dave. So I know Gennady, his stubbornness can also be his downfall. But in saying that, I still think Gennady wins.
Yeah, and I don't think he loses his hand. I mean, there's no way in the world that Gennady loses his hand. So you're giving him all his offensive weapons. So when he fights and comes back from these elite arm wrestlers, he's doing it without a hand. So now you're just giving him one more tool. You're giving him a mallet instead of a tack hammer, and this guy's going to use it. He's going to whack him, old Jerry. I'm just telling you, it's going to be fun to watch. But yeah,
do you think does Jerry commit to the flop round 1, or was Jerry going to look for a bone line press round 1?
Well, Jerry, I think he dumps and drives all that bench press and all that tricep push into a vulnerable bicep, someone that doesn't know, in Gennady. If Gennady's smart, he'll get back as far as he can, but I think it's going to be an adjustment. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Gennady, which has got an extremely hard press, but typically that's in a transition move, to challenge Jerry, just get in there with him. Let's see who can get there first. And it's going to be exciting. You got 2 really stubborn bulls that's not going to give any ground trying to get to that flock of vulnerable cows at the bottom of the hill. These guys are going to go straight headbutting each other. It's arguable this could be the one to watch. I'm super excited about it. It's going to be super violent. These guys are going to beat each other's face. But I just think overall, Gennady, too many tools. Jerry has 1. He's very good at it, but
it's a very good shotgun, that's for sure. But yeah, I think it's been a while since we've seen that cannon absolutely fired, and we'll go for Gennady, and that's it, guys. No more matches, nothing else really to talk about, is there? There's not that I'm aware of. But what do we think? Just kidding. We've got the greatest arm wrestler of all time. Now, Engen has deemed this the Battle of the Goats. The Battle of the Goats, where I find it very interesting that people can think there's more than one greatest of all time. When Kitagali Ongabayev is back on the table. We were supposed to see him at the last East versus West, but he injured himself after crushing everyone at the Asian Championships. And then, of course, you've got Jonathan Brazinga. The man, I don't know if he's recovered after turning into a tomato and redlining against Corey West. He almost morphed into Ryan Bowen when he was redlining. The red was just pouring out. I just saw that aura. But I mean, I forgot to do polls for the last couple of matches. For me, John is John. I'm always going John. I don't need to explain it. You guys don't need to hear it. I'll let you guys harp on it first. I'll start with you, Don. John Brzenk, Ongabayev, how do you see it going?
Well, I think you're nailing it. You never go against John Brzenk. Bottom line, I've doubted him a few times in history, and I've been proven wrong. These guys are going to pull the same tricks against each other. It's going to be a strap match all the way through on every one of them. But John's his hand is just, there is no better. Bottom line, there is no better. I've gripped with Corey. I've gripped with. I could go on and on and on, but John Brzenk is the GOAT for a reason. These guys are pulling the same style. John's better. It'll be fun. 3-0 John Brzenk, all strap matches.
There you go. 3-0. Put that one down. John. 3-0. There we go. Right. Your mate, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Jonathan Brzenk.
I have to agree that you could almost say that a great investment strategy is to bet on John Brzenk. Like as a long-term investment strategy, just always bet on John. You would be a wealthy man if you'd done that from the beginning of his career. He wins even when it doesn't make sense. That's the one characteristic I love most about John. And you can even see that in his comeback, that his opponents have just always been step up, step up, step up, step up. And you think if you compare it to his last opponent, you go, oh, yeah, this guy's got this that John's last guy didn't have, and John did seem to redline pretty hard against those guys. So you think in your head that we're gonna find the limit of John. But then what does John do? He wins it again, and it looks hard, but he always freaking wins it. And you think, shit, this man just keeps on turning up. He keeps on turning up in such a fashion and reminding us why he's the GOAT. Stylistically, I think this is, it's strap matches, top roll v top roll. I don't think either one in the early rounds when they have energy, I don't think either one has the ability to force a hook. I think this will be top roll and top roll. John's hand, I would say Kadagali's back pressure pronation may be stronger than John's back pressure pronation, but the wrist flexion ability for John to just get over here is what will put the brakes on. And then you'll see that magic moment. It'll be Kitagali hitting over here. He'll be halfway to the pin, and John will be leaning over here doing these ones.
Yeah.
And then there's this magic moment where Kitagali's back pressure and pronation gasses, and you just see happen from John. And then you're like, and then you know what comes next. John's pronation and side pressure. I think this is a phenomenal match. I think we'll see John red faced shaken, like as you've said, like a shitting dog, Jake. That's you. I think we'll see that again. I think John will take it 3-2. I think it's gonna be a screamer of
nice.
3-2.
John 3-2. Yeah, I could see that as well. For me, John always likes to. Round one is always he wants to win on his terms. He loves going to just see where he's at with that competitor, whether it's bicep to bicep, in the hook or whatever, hand control. He loves just doing that one. You saw it even back in his first match. You just wanted to see if he still had it against the young people, and Chan Shaw got a pin with him. You saw it against Dimitri Chan. They were talking about Dimitri's got a stronger hand than John. So he's like, okay. And you see John redlining a bit in that. And just as it goes on, he wanted to test his strength, the shoulder integrity, bicep. And that's why Zurab was able to roll over and somehow get a real weird pin. But yeah, you're both right. They're going to straps as quick as they can. I love that trying to sit on top from Ongabayev. I mean, we haven't seen too much of him. I hope his injuries are sorted. When he dominated the Asian Championships, I am worried, but then I'm not. Like, I am worried John's pulling like every 6 weeks, and you just see him knackered, and he tells you, oh, man, I'm too old. I'm not doing this anymore. And then 6 weeks later, oh, man, I'm too old. I'm not doing this. Oh, okay. Well, do you want to take on a 400-pounder? Oh, yeah. And then wins that. So, yeah. Absolutely. It's going to be John Brzezinski in a silver bullet for me as well.
Okay.
I think it's going to go there. I'll add up the East versus West scores, guys. We've almost been going didn't realize, for 2 hours. So I'll give everyone a chance in the comments. If you've got some questions for myself, Ryan, or Don, like decent questions, and these guys can pick out, or I'll pick out a few, and we'll get an answer, and then we'll wrap up in about 5 minutes, because it's about to turn midnight here in Australia, and Don's going to get on with his day. So we'll go on from there. Get some questions in, guys. Don't forget, Ryan's going to be on the fix in 6.5 hours. Then I'll go live after that. Don's just been doing his thing, but he'll be packing his bags, getting ready, announcing an East versus West. Are you pumped up for that, Don, or what?
Super excited to be involved. You know, I've always stayed on this side of the pond. When I was in Arm Wars, I did a little research, and especially on the guys that I had to come over and beat up on. You know, this is fun, getting to learn these new athletes, and it's always exciting to watch these European arm wrestlers, because they're so impressive. I don't know. They get out of bed and they just focus a little bit different than we do. But wow is all I can say. I'm super excited. Get to shake some new hands and even get to do some pulling, you know. I get to kind of gauge on what I get to try to do next year after I get fixed a little more. But super excited. Like I said, I'm even doing the homework. I don't want to look like a clown as I do so well most times. But we will be there with bells on. Super excited, guys. I can't wait. Ryan, it's going to be fun to get to shake your hand in person. I can't wait to see your giganticness as you described to all of us. And once again, Coach Ray probably going to be standing in a shadow of fear, in his pants may be full of that stuff that we all don't like to see. But yeah, it's going to be fun, guys. Can't wait. Yeah.
When that 8'4" rock solid redheaded rock star just comes in and says, "G'day, Don. I'm Ryan." Things like that, and you'll be like that. Whoa. Hello, Mr. Ryan. No, you'll have to call him, because Ryan's so tall. You'll have to call him, and then, Ryan, it's Don. Look down. Look down. It's me, Don. It'll be
well. Ryan, don't wear a kilt, because I will look up it.
Safe. I know. Yeah, I do look like I'm a Scotsman, but no kilt.
Junior Power, says Darko. He's looking forward to, I don't know what's going on with my chat. It keeps playing up at the moment. Looking forward to Ryan versus Ray. Ginger Power. Everyone's having a laugh. Would Schoolboy and Monster be a match? No.
Not yet.
No.
Nope.
Schoolboy needs some time.
Left-handed, yes.
Yeah, that'll go. We did a poll, Muakutu from Ryan versus Ray earlier. We did a poll and Ryan won that one. Might be a bit of favoritism on my channel, a bit of campaigning going on, but Ryan is definitely winning that one. If there's nothing else, guys, we will definitely wrap up the show in a minute if you can, and you've got some time. Go over to Ryan Bluebell and watch some of his awesome cinematic videos that are going on. And if you've got a few minutes, punch out some more Aussie Arm Wrestlers little snippets, and then make sure you get along and you support Don Hollywood over there. And if you're not on my live stream and you're on other chats or whatever during East versus West, you see people throwing some negative energy at these two, just fucking correct them, because you see that they're just fun people having a bit of a laugh. Guys, have you seen anything in the comments that need to be addressed? Is there anything that you want to have a chat about?
I want to say one more time to those guys over at Primal, but we appreciate you. Thanks for all the samples and hooking us boys up. But yeah, all the people out there, if you want to try a good product, definitely check out Primal Beef Jerky. And Arm Wrestle KC is going to be your promo code. Get you 15% off and free shipping over $50. And these guys aren't even a sponsor. Look at me popping them like crazy. Good folks over there. Nice stuff.
They are. The team over there is they're awesome. I might even have a midnight snack. Guys, thank you very much. Jeremy probably wraps it up the best. Says go support all of these guys' channels. I certainly need it. I had a bit of a campaign against me, but that is okay. We're on. Oh, actually, Don, Jeremy's asking, heaps of people have mentioned your T-shirt. Where'd you get it from?
Well, I thought it was from Pornhub, but I guess I went to the wrong site. I was wondering why there wasn't no sex on it. I got this from NBK Arm Wrestling. NBK Joseph Drellick. I think he's out of Minnesota. Part of his line that he puts out. So check out NBK. They do a good product of filming, and they got some swag over there as well. So check out the NBK. So
there you
good
go.
stuff.
Go check out Drellick over there. Thanks heaps, guys. Thanks heaps to the guests on the show. And hopefully in a couple of weeks, the Four Horsemen will be back together. As we know, Uncle John's just having a couple of weeks off, but don't worry about it. He'll be back, and he'll be back with a bang. This has been Ryan Blue Bowen. Down there has been Hollywood Dunn Underwood. I have been the Aussie Arm Wrestler. I'm going to send you all off with a ready bang. And if you're on the airwaves, Ryan and I will see you between 6 to 8 hours.
See you soon.